Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday, October 18th, 2024. This is Simply Cyber's daily cyber threat brief podcast. I am Two Thumbs, All Smiles, your host for the next hour, Dr. Gerald Auger. And in that hour, episode 732, me, you, Jesse Johnson, Jenny Housley, Eric Taylor, Tyler Ramsby, Casually Joseph, DJ B-Sec in the green room, Kimberly on the lanai. We got long-timers like Triple D, Priceless Pancake, Marcus Kyler, the Yeet Crew, and Philip Martin. Guys, we're all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you and you and you to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders, for your organizations, nonprofits, for-profits. It doesn't matter. Guys, the internet is a very hostile wasteland, and it needs people like us to help protect it, at least in a way that drives cyber risk reduction and organizational resiliency. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, Jerry, I'm not a practitioner yet. I'm looking to break in. Don't worry. There's a piece of pie for you, too. Go get a plate and a fork, and when you get back, we'll carve it up for you. You're going to get exposed to terminology, concepts, see how they all interrelate with each other. You're going to get exposed to networking with other like-minded professionals who are in industry or aspiring to be in industry. And you're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current on cyber? Hello, Daily Cyber Threat Brief. This is a banger of an answer. Now, I want you all to know that I do not prep or research for any of these episodes or any of the stories. I don't even know what stories are coming today. I didn't even look at the headlines. I just got a tall cup of coffee and a great attitude, and I'm going to be coming at you bobbing and weaving here, moving like a snake in the grass, right? Little air guitar action. Now, before I get into it, holler at you, Malware Trini and Toasty Pops, FedEx in the house, and Dennis Keefe. Let me tell you guys something. This show is brought to you by the stream's sponsors who enable me to get up every morning, make a French press, and just straight up slug coffee and caffeine. Starting with my good friend and the crew over at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Listen, y'all, you need comprehensive ransomware prevention and recovery. You need digital firefighters to come in and rescue the day and recover your organization to a known good state. Well, guess what? Barricade Cyber Solutions, they're dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks, they suck. They can cause massive issues for businesses. They can send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But did you know Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents? Believe that. Check them out today at barricadecyber.com. Bookmark them. You'll want them when your business gets compromised, and they can swoop in and certainly help. Thank you, Barricade. How's everybody doing on this Friday morning? I want you all to know, because of travel and conferences and stuff, we did miss the first Friday. So we're doing first Friday today, which means it's bingo day. We've got Carl, we got Oprah.
Shall we play?
We got it all. So listen, if you want to play along, look at the pin chat on YouTube. You simply go here. I'm gonna copy and paste this into chat, right? Hold on, I see people already scooping it up here. Look at, I'm going to go here. 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 I'm going to do this. If you want to play along with the bingo, grab your bingo card now. Right here. Grab your bingo card right there. We got a good one for you, y'all. I see who's got their card already. We see FedEx, Roswell, UK. Roswell, UK's double dipping on the cards. I see you, Roswell. I got Gus, B-Sec, and Marcus Kyler. Carrie's in here. You guys start stacking it up. While you're getting your bingo card, let's hear a quick word from sponsor Threat Locker. Appreciate it. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Cyber Threat Brief sponsor ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. All right, thanks to ThreatLocker for their support. Also Antisyphon, but more about them at the mid-roll. Guys, did you know? What's up, Alpha Sierra, Nail Girl, Z-Myth. Hey, did you know that every episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including episode 732, is worth half a CPE? So don't be shy, my friends. Say what's up in chat. Grab a hashtag Team SC or hashtag first timer if it's your first time. Whatever it is, say what's up so your name shows up on the stream. Grab a screenshot, file it away once a year. Count the number of screenshots, divide by 2, and you will have your CPEs. Good for maintaining your certs, CEUs, whatever you want to do. You call it that way. All right, guys. I'm super pumped. Remember, we got the bingo today. We've got Discord AMA. We've got panel jaw-jacking. We've got Simply Cyber quarterly State of the Union address at 9:30. We've in Simply CyberCon hype meeting. If you want to know all the things going on at Simply CyberCon in just a few weeks, stay tuned. We've got a very busy day of activities, entertainment, and value-add content. So settle in, my friends. We got a banger loaded up for you. All right. In the sage words of one Eric Taylor, he knows what I'm saying. All right, guys, do me a favor. We got the joke of the week. James McQuiggan has loaded us up with some seasonal jokes. You'll love that. Do me a favor, everybody. Sit back, relax. Whoa, Asian King, hashtag first timer. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give some John McClane welcome to the Party Pal action to Asian King? Thanks for being here, Asian King.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to your Party Pal. I hope you get some value. All right, we've got some AI-generated art from DJ Bisek. There we go. We got a newsie. Talk about get your CPEs here. Fish and chips. My cousin from Boston. All right, guys, definitely settle in. And Asian King, thanks for being a first-timer here. I hope you enjoy your experience and come back and become a regular. All right, guys, if you see any other first-timers in chat, do give a holler. What's up, Port Zero? Good to see you in chat. All right, guys, do me a favor. Let's sit back, relax, and let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I will see you in the mid-roll. Let's go.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Friday.
All right, looks like Funny Bunny is also a first-timer. Welcome to the party, pal, Funny Bunny.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Space Tacos with gifted subs.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Oh my gosh, 10 gifted subs coming in hot. Thank you, Space Tacos. And if you're one of the 10 folks who picked it up, go ahead and give Space Tacos a little love. Hey, DP, please give KP a good morning hello. All right, let's get into the news.
October 18th, 2024. I'm Steve Prentice. Insurance giant Globe Life facing extortion attempts after data theft from subsidiary. The Texas-based company informed regulators through an 8K form submitted yesterday, October 17th, that the extortion threat relates to a breach that occurred in June and which impacts around 5,000 customers of its subsidiary, American Income Life Insurance Company. The data stolen includes PII of around 5,000 people, along with social security numbers, health-related data, and policy information. It does not appear to contain financial information such as credit card data or banking data. Globe Life also says that the cybercriminals behind the attack attempted to extort the company into paying a ransom in exchange for not publishing the stolen data.
All right, so insurance company, I got to tell you, Really quickly, Brittany Dean Young just passed her Sec Plus. Wanted to say thank you to Team SC. Boom. Nice job, Brittany. Straight crush it. Keep the momentum going. All right, so check it out. Insurance company gets popped. Honestly, I'm stunned personally that more insurance companies and law firms aren't hit. If you think about the data they contain, to me, for my threat actor dollars, I would go after them simply because it's like a step in the process to get more intel. Think about like what an amazing recon phase to hit, insurance or law firms, because you get all their client data and then you can see who's got money, who's got, secrets or whatever. Globe Life, have never heard of them, but 5,000 people had their data stolen, which to me is actually kind of small potatoes. I hate to marginalize and minimize the impact of those 5,000 people, but this is a $3 billion company. I'm sure they have hundreds of thousands of policies. So I'm kind of curious how the hackers got this particular data set. I almost wonder if it was not necessarily like a true compromise getting on the network and more of like, popping someone's email and grabbing a spreadsheet or something. It does have, social health, all that type of information. So that's not good. And they did try to extort the company to not release the information. It sounds like this Globe Life company has made the decision to tell the threat actors they can suck on eggs. See, look, they have 4 million policies, right? 4 million policies, 5,000 people impacted. It's just, this is like, like a wind hitting a cruise ship, like light wind, which is a dumb metaphor, but you get what I'm saying. Like it doesn't even register, honestly. So the reason that this is even a news story is because they did file it publicly in an 8K filing. Trey Black, stay tuned. We got Black Friday pricing coming up, dude. Hey, listen, so Eric Taylor's constantly dropping 8Ks into chat all the time. And 8K is basically publicly traded companies are required. I guess now I don't know exactly the law and regulation, but they are beginning to disclose through a medium called 8K filings. It's basically like a public admission or whatever you want to call it, or a public update of a cybersecurity compromise. These 8K filings, they're useful to see what companies are suffering cyber compromises and incidents, but the detail in those 8K filings is pretty banal. Like there's not anything in it. I can tell you what any 8K filing says. On this date, suffered compromise, hired third-party cyber experts to come in, details to follow. Like that is as predictable as getting a breach letter in the mail and saying that they take your security and privacy seriously. Here's your 1 year of identity theft. It is straight up consistent. Okay. So what I would say here is the lesson for practitioners, in my opinion, and again, we talk about this all the time on the channel, but the thing to the practitioners here is when you're doing tabletop exercise, Michelle Murphy? What? Michelle Murphy's in the house. Welcome to the party, Michelle. It's been a minute. Michelle Murphy's like OG Simply Cyber. She took a beat, but it's good to see her. Hey, listen, when you're doing tabletop exercises, don't always focus on the technical stuff, right? There are business decisions that have to be made. In this instance, like, do we pay the ransom? Do we pay the extortion? And you could start flirting with the different variables. So like, hey, like just to be hyperbolic and make an extreme example, hey, we have a threat actor that says they have one record, one complete policy of one of our policy holders, and they're going to leak it publicly, but they're demanding $100,000. Do we pay it? Right? That's kind of obvious, right? The business will probably say no, whatever. Now you say, all right, they have 4 million policies. All right, we have a threat actor who has said and has given evidence that they have all 4 million policies and all the information, and they want $100,000. Do we pay it? But by choosing those two extremes, you're going to get obviously like two different answers. And then you begin to have the conversation in the gray area of, Is it like a price point? So if they had 10,000 records, but they only want $1,000, do we pay it? If they have 10,000 records and they want 100,000, do we pay it? You know what I mean? Like, play with the number of records and play with the amount the threat actor wants, and begin to like get the business to make commitments and understandings and decisions, but also documenting these things. So when hits the fan, you can actually execute. You really want to be thinking clearly when stuff happens, figuring out like what your risk appetite is and where do you want to allocate resources and stuff in the middle of an incident is really not a best practice.
Infamous hacker, US DOD possibly arrested.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Law enforcement officials in Brazil have arrested a hacker allegedly behind intrusions on their own systems who may have quite the record of achievement. This may be the person responsible for some recent high-profile cyber attacks, including the FBI's InfraGard platform in December 2022, Airbus in September 2023, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency in April of this year, and the huge data haul of national public data. Brazil's Department of Federal Police, DFP, has not named the person that they have arrested, but has said that this person was responsible for the EPA attack, and the individual in question has separately claimed such achievements. Furthermore, the recent bankruptcy filing by National Public Data explicitly names US DoD and noted that the hacker, quote, has had a great deal of success breaching other institutions, including the FBI, Airbus, and TransUnion, end quote. And
oh, yeah. You hear footsteps, US DoD, because we're coming for you. All right, so listen, I actually did, I didn't prep for this story, but, I do consume, I love cybersecurity. So I'm consuming cybersecurity 24/7. So I actually did already read about this story. Really interesting things. So if you guys didn't know, really quick to catch everybody up, US DoD is the guy, it's a dude, lone wolf here, who had breached several high-profile businesses, but also had breached InfraGard, right, which is like the FBI's public-private sector ISAC, essentially. It doesn't matter. What matters is there's a lot of sensitive information, specifically about people and where they live and what they do and all these other things. So it was pretty gnarly. You could see, I mean, it says right in the headline, on FBI, right? So the concern is like undercover operatives, confidential informants, people who are at risk of getting like eliminated if it's discovered what they're doing. This is what's up. Also, national public data breach. This is I don't know this with definitive proof, but I feel strong in this statement. National public data, aka the Jericho Pictures breach that just happened like a couple months ago. That is the largest single data breach in history. That was a data broker that got hit. Also, really quick, if you didn't know, Ryan Montgomery, aka Zero Day, over at he owns pentester.com. But he actually made a front-end interface that's really, really cool. I'm going to drop it in chat, npd.pentester.com. You could check like if your data's in there. Spoiler alert, it definitely is. I just dropped the link in chat. So here's the deal. When you piss off law enforcement, they are going to turn the Eye of Sauron onto you, and they are going to exercise a lot of their resources to get you, okay? This is why, dude, if you're going to be a threat actor, just low and slow and don't rock the boat, and you typically won't have a problem. And again, I don't support, condone, or anything threat actor behavior. I'm just saying, based on all the evidence and all the use cases I've seen over time, you know what I mean? Like, dark side attacks Colonial Pipeline sends the eastern half of the United States into friggin' chaos, and all of a sudden, immediately, the money is pulled back from the wallets. The threat actors disband and exit. I mean, you don't want to piss off powerful people, and this dude did. Now, what's really interesting, I told you guys I was going to be kind of like I've got like a little zest, a little appeal for some OSINT stuff right now. So I've been leaning into OSINT personally. And the way they caught this guy is phenomenal, okay? It is an OSINT case study, and I'll basically run it really quick just for situational awareness. One, the guy basically had his breach forms account, his dark web marketplace account, and he had it tied to like a Twitter account. Now, the Twitter account, if you go in the Wayback Machine, oh, Internet Archive, thank you for being there. You go back, you can see that he actually had it under a different Twitter handle at some point. And when you pivot off that different Twitter handle, you can find other accounts with email addresses and stuff that tie to it. And ultimately, they got all the way down to finding in a tied account that had his real name and his real picture from an account that is not nefarious at all from years ago, and they had him dead to rights, and then they went full ham on scooping him up. It's really funny too, because when there's the arrest photos, I recommend you go find them. In fact, it might even be in the story. The arrest photos has like his computer, and it's like literally like a 1997, gateway computer with it's really not a powerful computer. I want to see if I can find it because it's kind of funny. There it is. Like, hold on. I mean, I'm being slightly hyperbolic, but it's there it is. This is the computer that a mastermind's using. He's got a little GPU in there, but I don't think it's a powerful one. All right. Anyways, win for law enforcement, win for OSINT, and added to your threat modeling. When threat actors basically jump the shark and piss off powerful people, they usually get found and get got quickly.
Anonymous Sudan masterminds indicted. This past Wednesday, a federal grand jury unsealed an indictment against two Sudanese brothers aged 22 and 27 who are allegedly...
Wait a minute, Nathan Bishop? Nathan Bishop? Hashtag first time or new to the community, just got my Google Cyber Cert, attending Antisyphon training on the 4th. Nice job, Nathan. We'll talk about that Antisyphon training that Nathan's going to be doing on the 4th. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
How's everybody's bingo card doing? Hopefully good.
Behind the cybercriminal outfit, which has been active over the past couple of years and has become quite infamous to the point that the group was suspected of being a front for the pro-Russian hacktivist collective Killnet. Anonymous Sudan is known to have conducted a record 35,000 DDoS attacks in a single year, including those that targeted Microsoft's services in June of 2023. The authorities also unsealed a criminal complaint and announced that they had disabled the group's powerful tool for conducting these attacks. Experts, including Tom Scholl, who is vice president of Amazon Web Services, who, by the way, were instrumental in the takedown, said his team were, quote, a bit surprised about how brazen they were and by the ease with which they were impacting high-profile targets, end quote.
All right, here we go.
Regulators, mount up.
Looks like a good day for law enforcement, y'all. Just straight up scooping up people. And taking them down. So Anonymous Sudan, this is interesting. Again, from a practitioner perspective, this is great because they had a very, very capable distributed denial of service capability that they could blow major websites off the internet. Now, Anonymous Sudan, the indictment is for two Sudanese brothers. So they are, in fact, from Sudan. They were, I want to say, ideologically motivated hacktivists targeting their stuff. What is interesting is that, first of all, the tool's been disabled, but what they do say in here, and there's a little bit of, where there's smoke, there's fire, is that a 22-year-old and a 27-year-old with limited resources were able to build this capability, and that they suspect that they were a front or they were being enabled by Killnet. Now, Killnet is a Russian-based distributed denial of service threat actor that's very, very effective. They've got some creepy, like it almost feels like dark web, deep web footage online for Killnet. But anyways, we'll see. I remember Killnet coming out and saying like, oh, in 4 days time, we're going to like destroy like the, financial services of first world countries. And then nothing ever came of that. So kind of terror type organization, hacktivists, right? That's the style. Remember, when you're doing your GRC Mafia people, when you're doing your threat modeling, make sure that you're accounting for threat actors and their motivations in your threat modeling, your threat landscape, right? Yes, we have to worry about financially motivated ransomware threat actors. But if you're a company that's doing something that pisses off some subset of population, you're introducing capabilities of having a hacktivist organization attack you. Think of very polarizing topics like Planned Parenthood facilities or like oil drilling on indigenous people's lands, right? Things like that, political campaigns one way or the other. You do get these people who want to disrupt and do it however they want. Now, if it is in fact a Killnet-backed organization, it sounds like they basically just gave these two guys, the keys to the Ferrari and said, hey, why don't you go for a spin in it? Like they said, it was very brazen who they attacked and how they attacked. But honestly, normally I would say brazen is associated with young, like say 15 to 19-year-old. We've seen this with Lapsus Gang and oh my God, there was another one. The guys who took down MGM Grand Caesars Resort. I forget what we called them, but anyways, usually you can tell when it's young people, like 15 to 19, because they are arrogant and brazen and bombastic, right? Ooh, word of the day. Is that on anyone's bingo card? Bombastic? All right. So it seems like maybe in this instance, Killnet gave these two the keys to the Ferrari and told them to go for a spin in order to just cause chaos and disrupt. There's no evidence one way or the other, from what I can tell from this story, to support that. Maybe just a way to like tie those two together from a public PR perspective, like a spin. I don't know. Final thing is just because they have indictments on them, does not mean they've been arrested. They do have to be extradited. Yeah, you can see here. They do have to be extradited. So it's not good. Trust me, being indicted is not good, but indicted and arrested are two wildly different things. Thank you. Yes. Scattered Spider was the threat actor group for MGM Grand Caesars, which again, just go look. It doesn't, here's the thing. The 15 to 19-year-old brazen, arrogant hackers, they don't come up very often, but when they do, it's like very easy to point at them. Quick shout out to Songwee Lionel, first timer. Glad to be here. Hashtag Team SC. Let's go.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Thanks to today's episode sponsor, Conveyor. It's spooky season, and nothing is scarier than all of your account executives asking if you're done with their customer security questionnaires. Conveyor is here to help. Conveyor's market-leading AI automates the most time-consuming parts of customer security reviews, answering security questionnaires and sharing security documents like your SOC 2 with customers. Get instant AI answers to questionnaires and host an enterprise-grade trust center where customers can download documents and self-serve answers to their own questions. End the horror show. Try it for free at www.conveyor.com. That is CONVEYOR.com.
All right. Hey, I know we got a lot of first timers in here. Songwee Lionel, and others like, let me see, Nathan Bishop, and others. I'm sorry. It's kind of hard because mod chat's popping. But what we do every single day at the mid-roll, and today is no different, episode 732, let's go. Oh, yeah. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you. 359 of you. Looks like the college Thursday weekend started strong for some of us. Guys, if you're getting value from the stream, do me a solid. Hit that like button on YouTube. It helps other people find the stream. I want to say thank you to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, ThreatLocker, and Antisyphon Training. Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education in the cyberspace to everyone, regardless of financial position. They offer courses that deliver practical skill learning, so you can implement them right away in your business or at a job interview. They have industry practitioners that are well seasoned. Wade Wells, Michelle Kahn, Chris Trainer, John Strand. And the way that the courses work, it's very dynamic. If you like the way that Simply Cyber's community chat is going on right now, you're going to love the way Antisyphon runs their channels. Now, Nathan Bishop said he's going to be in this class on November 4th. Check it out now. Right now, John Strand, you can sign up for this course, 16 hours, 4 days, 4 hours a day, November 4th through 7th. And you can learn from John Strand getting started in InfoSec with BHIS and MITRE ATT&CK. This isn't for people who are not in industry yet. This is for everybody, okay? Check it out. If you don't know how to use MITRE ATT&CK, if you're looking to just network with other people in the community, you can do this for $0. Just think about it for a second. Let's say you're an old crusty 20-year veteran. You could take this course just to refresh yourself on MITRE ATT&CK and meet a bunch of cool people and deliver value and become part of a community and high-five everybody digitally. Why wouldn't you? If you've got the time next November 4th through 7th, I strongly recommend you check out Antisyphon training. I love what John Strand and the whole team are doing it over at Antisyphon. They inspire me, frankly. So let's go. Let's go. All right. Every single day of the week, we have a special segment. And Fridays is Grayson's Joke of the Week presented by James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. We have a seasonal one today. James McQuiggan wants to know, why does everyone love October? Why does everyone love October? I don't know, James. Why does everyone love October? Because it's a month that everyone falls for each year. Oh, my God. Belly laughs. Why did the robot couple insist on being married in the fall? Why did the robot couple insist on being married in the fall? They wanted to be fully automated. Fully automated. Oh, my God, James. All right. And what happened when the past, present, and future walked into a bar? Guys, you won't believe it. It was tense. Past, present, and future walk into a bar. It was tense. All right. Thank you, James McQuiggan at 35,000. Let's get our la-la-la-las on and get back to the news. Holler. Oh, my God. Such good Friday vibes. Let's go.
Boston Children's Health Physicians suffers cyber attack. The Bian Lian ransomware group is claiming responsibility for a cyber attack on Boston Children's Health Physicians, BCHP, and is threatening to leak stolen files unless a ransom is paid. BCHP is a network of over 300 pediatric physicians and specialists operating over 60 locations across New York's Hudson Valley and Connecticut, offering patient care in clinics, community hospitals, and health centers affiliated with Boston Children's Hospital. According to the BCHP website, quote, a cyber attack compromised its IT vendor on September 6th, and a few days later, BCHP detected unauthorized activity on its network, end quote. The association also clarified that the attack did not impact its electronic medical record systems, which are hosted on a separate network.
All right. So, again, these threat actors, you got to remember that, like, some of them are just so financially motivated and don't give a damn. You're going to attack children's hospital physicians. I'm telling you guys, on the road to hell, there's a fast lane. There's an HOV lane for some people. And these people right here, they just got their card punched. No. Hey, everybody, please step to the right. Let's let the Beyond Lawn ransomware gang through. They've got to get to where they're going ASAP to get their righteous justice. So you know, what sucks is this Boston Children's Health Physicians Group, which sounds like it's, you know, larger than a healthcare system. It's just the physicians themselves. They actually outsource their IT to a third party, which is not uncommon, right? It's all about money, unfortunately. It's all about straight cash, homie. I've seen it multiple times. When I was at a MUSC, we had in-house IT. It had been outsourced at one point, and that was a dumpster fire. And then there's talk about outsourcing it again. CFO, chief financial officers, bean counters, they look at it and say, okay, our IT organization has a labor cost of $5 million, right? Like, just to make a round number. And this third-party MSP or managed service provider, outsourced IT provider, says they can do the same thing for $1 million. So just, you know, back of the napkin math, we can have an 80% savings, which makes me look good as a CFO, and we have no, you know, degradation in quality. Let's go ahead and fire everybody and hire this MSP. And in reality, you know, it is not a one-to-one replacement. It's not like hot swapping an OEM filter for some aftermarket piece. Anyways, the third party here got compromised. The threat actors went from the third-party MSP provider directly into the network of these individuals and then started dumping data. It looks like they dumped data consisting of all the usual suspects: full name, socials, address, date of birth, license, medical record number, health insurance, billing information, treatment information, right? So basically all you would need in order to commit whole-scale fraud, ruin people's lives. That's great. Thanks a lot, everybody. They did say that the medical record wasn't compromised. Bo, like, they've got everything else. Like, like, if anything, the medical record not getting compromised has two benefits. One, you have assurances that the integrity of the medical record wasn't compromised, i.e., I'm allergic to penicillin, and the threat actors change it to say, I love me some penicillin. But guess what? Ransomware threat actors are financially motivated. They don't have time.
Ain't nobody got time.
They have no time or interest in dinking with people's medical records. They want to scoop. They smash the window of the shop and they grab up all the jewels and they run away. They're not tinkering with, you know, replacing this diamond with a fake diamond or some crap like that. So anyways, I find the remark that the medical record was on a separate network and not impacted as, like, basically, you know, like, let's get a win. Like, let's do something that looks cool. Like, you know what I mean? So anyways, I can't fault them. If it was my organization popped, I would want some type of single ray of sunshine to come through in this dark, stormy world that it is. It does say that they shut systems down. They did, you know, work with third-party forensic experts to get in there. So their incident response plan does seem pretty solid, considering they had managed their outsourced IT. I bet they didn't have MFA enabled. I don't know. It doesn't say how the compromise attack happened. Initial. I'm looking for the word initial. Initial's not in here. Let's see. Email. No. It's not really clear how they got in here. You could see Beyond Lund. This is their, you know, public breach site. Obviously, a lot of these threat actors have public breach sites. It's how they communicate and notify with victims what's going on. I don't know, man. We've seen other children's healthcare organizations get hacked, and it's really been a wildly different response. The threat actor group, Lockbit, I believe it was Lockbit, which is an affiliate model. Some affiliate attacked Michelle, thanks for the squad membership. Some affiliate attacked the, like Chicago, like Lurie Children's Hospital. And then the threat actor group gave, like, basically the ones who were behind it, gave the keys to Lurie and basically shamed the affiliate for attacking a children's hospital. So we do see some level of humanity in these threat actors, understanding that there are certain, I don't want to call it like rules of war, but, like, you know, there's certain things that are just off limits unless you're an absolute deplorable zero from a moral perspective as a human. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. It's unfortunate. Beyond Lawn, as far as I know, is a top 10 ransomware threat actor as far as like, sophistication, efficacy of hacks, consistency of attacks, getting paid, so revenue generated as a ransomware threat actor. As far as I know, they're top 10. The last thing I saw, they were like 6 or 7 on that list. Like 8base was around there. But with the exit of Black Cat Alfie, the exit of Lockbit, they may have moved up in the pecking order.
Korea promises heavier penalties to prevent technology leaks. The South Korean finance minister, speaking yesterday, Thursday, said these penalties are intended to, quote, prevent overseas leaks of business secrets amid intensifying competition for advanced technologies, end quote. This initiative will include a big data system installed at the patent agency, along with new regulations to, quote, ensure stronger punishment for culprits, end quote, although the specifics of these stronger penalties were not made clear. According to the country's National Intelligence Service, over the past 5 years, there have been 97 attempts to leak business secrets to a foreign country, with 40 of them in the semiconductor industry.
All right. Hey, and those who are saying rules of engagement, thank you. That's definitely the word I was looking for. Okay, so essentially South Korea as a country is implementing, I don't know if it's like laws or regulations or what, but basically addressing intentional or accidental insider threat leaks. So remember, sometimes insider threats are not, the nefarious mustache twirling D-bag. Sometimes it's like, I don't know, Casually Joseph, right? It's Casually Joseph. Casually Joseph wants to do a really, really good job. So he's working 80 hours a week. He's printing out, client files so he can take them home and work over the weekend. And then his car gets robbed, or he leaves the papers of the computer in an Uber or on an airplane, right? So sometimes, these leaks are not intentional, all right? So just, to be real, okay? Sometimes they are intentional, right? Like you see that quite often with espionage. Now, it sounds like the government's going to set up a big data system aimed at preventing tech leaks. We'll see how that goes. I mean, basically what they're saying is they're going to consolidate all the data in one place, which sounds pretty sexy to me, right? Like, yeah, put all the data in one place. That way it makes it easy for me to direct my attacks. I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm just saying it is. They say in the past 5 years, there's been 97 attempts to leak business secrets. Of course, espionage is the whole thing. South Korea is a South Korean executive accused of stealing semiconductor technology developed by Samsung was detained against fresh allegations. Yeah. So there's a lot with semiconductor technology, especially with what's going on with China, the United States, the decoupling of global supply chains. Again, United States has worked with like Netherlands and Japan to basically throat choke China and its ability to get semiconductor technology. But then China's like investing through shell companies in semiconductor companies and then getting more than 50%. So they get access to all the data and making decisions. So it really is like a James Bond level film. This is under the artificial intelligence category, which makes no sense to me. It doesn't really look like a lot of AI. But whatever. Here's my thing. Insider threat, be mindful of it. The reason we have strong policies is to protect people, okay, from themselves. And also, fun fact, and this is based on my real life experience, insider threats, accidental ones, you need to, you can't say no, okay? Like, let's just be real for a second. You can't say no. Casually Joseph working 80 hours a week. Eric Taylor's paying him for 40 hours a week. So Joseph is like basically halving his salary, okay? And like let's make it less personal, okay? I worked at a business that had an R&D team. I was the CISO at this business. They had an R&D team. The R&D engineers literally loved their job, and they loved working at night, on the weekends. They would kick off jobs, and then they would remote in to their work computer from home using an unauthorized remote access solution, which is where the story is going. And they would work their ass off. Okay, sorry, Kennedy. So I found this, what looked like an intrusion, and it was literally, nope, that's the engineers remoting into their own box to work all weekend. So think about this for a second. If I go to the business and I say, hey, I know that you've got basically a whole team of really smart people who are working for free, essentially, for 40 hours a week, right? Because they were working basically 80 hours. I need you to stop doing that. There is no way in the world the business is going to agree to that. They're like, no, this is free labor. They're doing great work. No. Like, why don't you go do nerd stuff over there? Why don't you go build a computer or something? Right? So what you need to do is you need to enable the business. You have to come at it this approach. So this is a GRC mafia thing. You got to come at it with this approach. Hey, I see your team's working on the weekends. Very cool if they want to do that. I see the remoting in. We have approved remote access solutions that are very secure that can offer the same service without any of the additional risk. Can I talk to you and your team about this solution and how to implement it? And I'd also like to decommission or sunset or terminate the use of these other remote access solutions, because basically you're introducing major risk to our organization for no reason. We already pay for a solution. And most people want to do the right thing, okay? Most people want to do the right thing, but in the absence of information, they will make what they think is the best decision. And sometimes that's a risky decision. So we ended up getting on a good remote access solution, nerfing all those bad ones. So that's, here's the story there, right? You could also take this approach where you just shut it all down and, basically try to die on that hill, like DJ Bisek.
5 publishes quarterly security notification.
Wait a minute, guys. I don't know what's happening today. I don't know who sent a social media out or a tweet out, but Angela, first timer, welcome to the party, Angela.
Welcome to the party.
Squad members, if you could, drop an Angela first timer. I'm going to go ahead. We got so many members here. I'm going to go ahead and do 5 gifted subs right now. So 5 gifted subs coming in hot. There you go. Let's keep going.
Addressing Big IP and Big IQ vulnerabilities. News about the fixes for these vulnerabilities came in the company's October edition of its quarterly security notification. The update for Big IP, a collection of hardware platforms and software solutions, addresses a high-severity security defect affecting the appliance's monitor functionality. The update for Big IQ, which centralizes management, licensing, monitoring, and analytics for a dispersed Big IP infrastructure, is described as, quote, a stored cross-site scripting bug in an undisclosed page of the appliance's user interface, end quote. F5 makes no mention of either of these vulnerabilities being exploited in the wild. Further details about them are available in the F5 quarterly security notification, a link to which is available in the show notes to this episode.
All right, so this is actually quite interesting. If you're running an F5 Big IP tech stack or Big IQ tech stack, you should be mindful of this. They did say that there's no active exploitation at this time. That doesn't mean that you should sit on your butt and be like, oh, get to it later. You got to patch it. You got to patch it. Simple as that, guys. Okay, what I want to focus on here, how I want to go a little bit deeper on this one is to point out, they said that there is a vulnerability, like this tool has a web application administration interface. Okay. There is some type of like web app vulnerability, like cross-site scripting or something. I think it was cross-site scripting. What's interesting is it is a vulnerability in an undisclosed panel or web page on the solution. So that's very interesting, okay? So if you were to log in through the interface and just click on all the options and stuff like that, my understanding is you would never find that page. Now, sometimes on web apps, developers develop things and then they forget to like eliminate it from the code base, or it gets deprecated. They come out with a new feature or whatever. And there's nothing linking directly to it. But if you explicitly put in the URL, if you explicitly put in the address bar, the URL, you can go to that web page because the web server on the system will basically deliver that web page because it exists. So this is like undisclosed content. Now, because of that, as a practitioner, you may not even know about that interface. You look around, everything looks hunky-dory, I'm good to go. And a threat actor can find it. It's like having like a door to your house that's like covered with a tarp and there's some bushes next to it. and you never really see it. It's like a hidden panel, a hidden door into your like escape room or something like that, right? So you got to be mindful of that. People have tools, guys. It's called fuzzing. You can fuzz web servers to look for known extensions and known resources and discover these things that are hidden. We also see this quite often in undisclosed or undocumented functions for APIs or application programming interfaces. Again, if you're basing your scope on just the documented API functions, there's potential that you're missing out on undocumented ones. So there's actually additional attack surface that you're unaware of, which is why if you are scanning, say you're doing vulnerability management, exposure management, which is kind of a GRC function a little bit. Don't worry, GRC people, we do have some technical skills in our toolbox. When you're scanning API interfaces, make sure that you're also kind of fuzzing for common function calls and function names, the same way a threat actor would do it, basically, to discover those undocumented ones. Again, it's not malicious, but sometimes developers write stuff and then it doesn't work and they forget to turn it off, right? Same thing with like WordPress plugins, try them out, forget to disable them. So just know that there is more exposure than just what you see.
Vulnerability warning from Kubernetes and VMware, plus new KEV catalog entries. Finally today, just a quick summary of some vulnerabilities of note this week. A Kubernetes image builder vulnerability, which could allow attackers to gain root access if exploited under specific conditions. This applies only to Kubernetes clusters with nodes using VM images from the image builder project and its Proxmox provider. VMware has fixed a, quote, high-severity SQL injection flaw in HCX, allowing non-admin users to remotely execute code on the HCX manager, end quote. And CISA has added 3 vulnerabilities to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, these being a Microsoft Windows kernel TOC/TOU race condition vulnerability, a Mozilla Firefox use after free vulnerability, and a SolarWinds web help desk hard-coded credential vulnerability. And links to details on these are available in the show notes to this episode.
All right, couple quick things here. So if you're running Kubernetes, you may want to look into this. It's a very specific situation that would result in this. But basically, if you're using the Kubernetes image builder, right, to build your system, like what, or collection of systems, whatever, and you have a Proxmox, like you're using Proxmox essentially as like the hypervisor, you want to be mindful of this. Okay, so these conditions, apparently during the image builder process, Kubernetes will automatically configure and enable a default credential. I suspect you can change that credential after the fact, but I believe this patch is actually going to just stop that default cred from being configured in the first place. Remember, like anything else with a story like this, practitioners, it's not, and bust this out in a job interview too, it's not just about patching it and being like, okay, we're protected from that. It's about patching it and then doing a little bit of threat hunting to look to see if there was any compromise prior to you fixing the problem, right? Now, maybe you built this Kubernetes cluster yesterday and like the window's pretty limited, but maybe you built this Kubernetes cluster 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago. Maybe it's internet facing. If you can have any log analysis to see if those default creds were used for authentication, right? There you go. That might be something to do it. So definitely patch, definitely threat hunt. And if you can, right? In any situation, when you fix a problem, it's always nice to be able to go back, especially if it is internet facing and it has a known exploitation in the wild. Getting a super chat in here right now.
We just become best friends.
Steph Lewis dropping in real quick to share the love. Got a raise in my GRC job yesterday.
Great cash, homie.
I like to thank made possible by Simply Cyber education support. Can't say enough good things about Simply Cyber. Let's go, Steph Lewis. All about crushing it. We don't get very many updates about pay raises in chat. So Steph, thanks for sharing the news. inspiring others that you can break into cyber through GRC, and you can level up your game with GRC. Absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. How's everybody doing on their bingo card? Hopefully good. Let's go right here. All right. Don't go anywhere. I got a couple show notes, and then we are going to be jumping to jaw-jacking. It is Friday, which means it's panel jaw-jacking, so it's going to get spicy in here. Spicy! All right. Check it out now. How's everybody's bingo card doing? We got bingo going for days. Look at all these bingo cards. Love it. Let us know if you get bingo in chat. All right. Hey, as I said earlier, we've got a load of activities today. So let me just tell you what the schedule of events is, and then I'm going to go to simplycyber.io and scroll down to the calendar. Right, here's the calendar. We're going to do the panel from 9 to 9:30, so you'll get all of your answers, your cybersecurity questions answered by a panel of industry practitioners. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern time today, I'm going to be doing the State of Simply Cyber. It's a quarterly meeting. All of you are, I see, even first-timers, even long-timers that have come back, Michelle Murphy. State of Simply Cyber, I see you all as my boss. I'm accountable to you. I'm going to tell you what we did, what we got wrong, what you can expect in the future. At noon Eastern time, over on the Simply Cyber Discord server, we're going to be running an AMA, again, with industry practitioners, very similar to jaw-jacking, but it will not be streamed. It will not be broadcast. It will not be televised. So you can ask more personal questions, more kind of intimate engagement. And then finally, the big kahuna at 1 p.m. Eastern time today, we are going to be doing a Simply CyberCon update meeting. Get the hype engine going. If you don't know what's been going on with Simply CyberCon, you're going to find out everything. I'm going to be giving all of you details on all of this. We'll have different members of the community come on. We're talking about speakers, dinners, after parties, workshops, Lockpick Village, all those. So stay tuned, stay with us. But right now, we got to get to jaw-jacking. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back in 15 seconds. Let's go. All right. Nice little transition, kind of rough, like a dog, rough, right? Just it is James McQuiggan's joke of the day. Looking in chat right now, it looks like we're going to be joined by one DJ Bisek. You know him. I know him. The DJ community knows him. I love this guy. Network engineer from Big Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, DJ Bisek.
Nothing like Big Tex.
What up, DJ Bisek? How are you, man? You doing all right after Wild West Hackin' Fest?
Yeah, recovery. In recovery.
In recovery. I see Fabian Rodriguez is a first-timer in chat. Welcome to the party, Fabian.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I got to get my glasses on. I forgot. Here we go. Also, yeah, I know I said I was going to wear this hat, the one I'm pointing to in the background often, but, you know, just...
Looks better up there.
I'm a busy dude. All right. Hey, so check it out. If you have questions for myself or BSEC or any other panelists as they join, it looks like we've got another panelist joining us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as J-Mod, but his girlfriend calls him Justin. Welcome to the stage, Justin Gold.
Morning, everyone.
What's up, Justin? Got to spend a lot of time with Justin at Wild West Hackin' Fest and Ben at Wild West Hackin' Fest. Ben, your framing on your camera's rough. Yeah.
No, I'll just turn this way.
All right.
That's called Restream is trying to center me completely.
Oh, it's trying to hook you up. All right. So let's get into it. Questions coming in. Was it me today or was Threat Actor Academy? Okay, so FedEx is talking about Threat Actor Academy. Let's just do a quick question. Justin, you were at Wild West Hackin' Fest for the first time ever. What was your initial experience as someone who hadn't been there before, like many people in chat right now?
So it was a little bit smaller than So I've been to one conference before. It was not IT. It was a little bit smaller than that. But it just kind of had a feeling like everybody knew everybody, and it was very friendly. Just a lot of good vibes in that sense.
A lot of good vibes. I love it. I love it.
I didn't
Brent,
get to listen to any talks, so I don't know about that.
Yeah. You can have a whole bunch of different things. What was the best? What was the best? I guess one of the what's one memorable thing that you'd share with people?
It's kind of hard to narrow down to one thing, but just getting to talk to everybody in a general sense.
All right, I like that. Ben, did you get to go to any talks or any particular thing that you enjoyed?
I went to a couple of talks, but I'd side with what Justin was saying. It's not like a conference feel. It's more like I don't want to say a party, but it's more like, everybody in the industry is together to talk, have fun, kind of relax for a couple of days, and then share their knowledge.
Yeah,
That's the best way to explain it.
I told people it's a retreat. Like the best way I can explain it is it's a retreat. Because you don't really go anywhere. Like everything is there. You don't have to leave for food. You don't have to leave to sleep. You don't have to leave to party or share knowledge. It's just everything's there.
Yeah, it's a real hacker camp as opposed to summer camp where you're running around all over Vegas to find something.
Exactly. Oh, I actually have an update for everybody. So you may want to really check out Wild West Hackin' Fest in Deadwood next year. Not to give everybody FOMO, but we will be doing a live broadcast from Deadwood of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief. And we're going to be doing it in a sports book. So like huge TV wall behind us will have the stream. There'll be leather seats for everybody to sit in to watch me flip out. And hopefully the mod team will be there doing what they do, supporting it. Also #ModLove. Okay. All right, let's keep looking at this. I see people asking about Discord. Yeah, if you go to ! Discord, you'll be able to get that information. What I want to see, whatever questions you guys have. Here we go. Nathan Allison with a question. If you had to set up alerts for the EDR silencer tool, how would you go about doing that? Okay, so really quickly, the EDR silencer tool the other day was in the news. So if you go Google EDR silencer, you'll find it. It is a GitHub. It's on GitHub, so anyone can download it and use it. And basically, it works against major EDR solutions like SentinelOne, Microsoft Defender, CrowdStrike. And what it does is when an endpoint gets compromised, it typically will communicate back to some managed console where a SOC analyst or a differ engineer is sitting, so they can get alerted, go investigate, identify if it's true positive, and then quarantine the machine. The EDR silencer basically stops that communication from happening. Now, as far as an alert goes, for me personally, and if you guys have thoughts about this, let me know. What I would do is I go look at EDR silencer and see what type. I mean, I don't know if it runs PowerShell or what, but like whatever commands it's running, it's got to be well documented, right? So then I would actually look. Oh, there you go. Eric Taylor's even saying like run the EDR silencer on an actual box and look at the artifacts it creates. Then you want to create some type of detection in your SIM to see those alerts coming in, and then basically call the detection EDR silencer, and that's how you do it, right? You can also go. I'm sure there's other resources out there that have the indicators of compromise if you're not comfortable detonating EDR silencer in your own environment. We got a couple more people coming onto the stream here. Oh, you guys know them. Here we go. First of all, Chief Forensics Officer at Barricade Cyber and regular Simply Cyber community member, Eric Taylor. Welcome to the party, Eric.
What's going on?
All right. And then most people call him Kashmir, but his mom calls him Joseph. Ladies and gentlemen, Casually Joseph.
I don't think my mom calls me anything.
No. I love it. So, Eric, you had jumped into chat there and mentioned detonating this and getting some artifacts. Mm-hmm. What kind of artifact might Nathan pull for this particular one, you think, or something akin to it?
So, I mean, we kind of went through, and I could for once say, I got a video for that. So we were messing around trying to build out artifacts for one of the other rat tools that we went to the dark web and bought. And, seriously, I was set up a Windows sandbox launch sysmon that we have configured for one of our stuff, and we will start loading that application. We'll start looking at the application logs, see what actually was there PowerShell stuff that like we do it from a forensic standpoint, but I know SOC people do it for on their side as well. They're trying to build out detections, and again for us, we build out detection for a forensic aspect, but you just got to see what the thing does. Is it logging anything in the Windows event logs, Windows Crimson logs? Is it creating its own logs, things of that nature? You got to find out those key pieces of evidence, so that way you can be like, yep, this tool was executed on this thing. Case in point, like PS exec. One of the key artifacts that we use that for is a registry key. Was that registry key set? Well, then we definitely know PS exec was actually run on this device. We can't say exactly when without looking at other contributing artifacts, but at least we have a date and time stamp, at least when it was first accepted on the first launch. Was it before the incident that happened, or was it during the incident? So again, you got to go through and be able to build these things out.
Thank you very much, Eric. I do have an update for the community. We are getting, I'm looking at chat. It looks like Nabs does have bingo. It looks like there's some discrepancies here. Who got it first? But I've pulled Nabs bingo card. Shall we play a game? The free square. DJ BSEC, you were in the winning group. APTs, the Viking Horn, Anime Sound, and welcome to the party, pal. Congratulations, Nabs, on getting bingo, our winner for the month of October. Very nice. All right, bringing everybody back up. All right. What other questions? I see we're getting some pinned comments. This is good. Wading through logs is in chat. Wading through logs was not relaxed at Wild West Hack and Fest. He did give the closing keynote speech. I can empathize with him on not being relaxed. I was also not relaxed, and I vibe.
Yeah, I know he was nervous, but he waded through
brought
logs.
the house down.
He did a good job.
He did
Wade
such a
definitely
horrible job.
Yeah.
Wade did some light crowd work too, right? Got some jokes, got some pauses for a round of applause. I think he crushed it.
No, he did great.
Will Reed with a super chat.
Did we just become best friends?
Oh my Jesus! I just landed a consultant job as a CMMC security project manager this week. Shout out to Gerald and the team for consistent motivation, mentorship to learn and grow. And that gets a wrecking ball. Oh my God, so good. All right. Thank you, Will Reed. Nathan Bishop, I keep hearing that it's good to be a generalist in the beginning. I'm working on learning Python, AWS, taking GRC and SOC courses. What else should I be focused on just starting out? So let me throw this to BSEC. You interview people for different roles. For someone who's entry level, are you looking for, what are you looking for? Is there a specific a generalist or what?
I'd say he's on the right role. But don't try to do everything at one time, because you'll get inundated. So you're saying right now that you're trying to learn Python, you're doing AWS, you're looking at GRC. Stick with that for right now. Don't go anywhere else. Figure stuff out. Don't just learn something for a couple of days and say, "Oh yeah, I got this," and move on. Become good at it before you move on.
All right, there you go. Thank you, Casually Joseph. You are relatively young in your career, right? Couple 2-3 years. What are your thoughts as someone who, kind of is in this place that Nathan is, as trying to do all the things and grow? Any advice now that you're kind of 2 years removed from in the beginning?
Yeah, so when I was first starting out, I kind of learned everything, but I learned everything so poorly that it was like an inch deep, mile wide, because I was busy trying to learn everything. And then I realized I really got to niche down, and I stopped focusing on things that I'm never going to use, and started focusing on the things that are practical, like networking, and coding and scripting with PowerShell and all those kinds of things that I use every day. So it was a moment where I realized, oh, I do have to focus at some point.
I love it. There you go, Nathan Bishop. I hope that helps. Really quick update, just because I love community. There is some, like I said, there's some discrepancy. This is FedEx's card. There's some arguments here that Nabs and FedEx were vying for winner of the bingo. Honestly, FedEx, not to be a wet blanket here, but I don't see I don't see where you got bingo, the completion of a line, diagonal, up, down, left, right, backwards. So we'll have to revisit that. I want to say really quickly too, we've got another panelist joining us in chat. You guys know him as the keynote speaker, or one of the keynote speakers at Wild West Hackin' Fest. He literally just left the room for some reason. I don't know why. And now he's coming back. Ladies and gentlemen, detection engineer. Oh, I see, because he got his friend. Wading through logs. Come on. Hold on. Oh, wait. Jesus. There you are, Wade. How's it going?
What's up? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Who's your friend?
Emergency baby grab. He learned how to open doors recently. It's been life-changing.
Oh my God, that's great. Do you guys remember during like early COVID, that guy was given a news broadcast and like the baby walks in and it like went viral? I loved that.
His wife's like hiding in the corner trying to grab the kid.
That is pretty much exactly what just happened.
That's awesome.
Wait.
Great to have you here, Wade. Hey, so just so we're level setting for everybody, this is Casually Joseph, Vulnerability Management. Sock, younger in his career, Justin Gold. Worked in water early in his career, also SOC type stuff. DJ BSEC, network engineer, gray beard, and a jack of all trades. 2 over is Eric Taylor, chief forensics officer and reformed hacker. And then Wade Wells, detection engineer, financial services, and really, really great community rep for all those things. Pamela with the gifted subs, 5 gifted subs. Thanks, Pamela.
We just become best friends. Yep.
All right. So, hey, Wade, since you had an interesting experience at Wild West Hackin' Fest, what's your like, high level 2-sentence reflection on it?
Everyone's right. I overstressed, right? But I feel like stress creates a diamond. Whole deal. Overwhelmingly good.
Overwhelmingly good. I like it. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I will.
Look, as long as you didn't screw up the way that I did doing those announcements, dude, I didn't even know I said. I'm not gonna say it on here. If you were there, I didn't even know I said it. But everybody was like, "Oh God, he just said that."
Yeah, I encourage people to go back and watch the closing notes.
It's not open on public right now, so
yeah, it isn't. I know. I've been waiting because I want to watch myself and judge myself on everything I did. So
yeah,
go back and judge yourself. Play Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah. So personally, I got to do the opening keynote, which I thought was exceptional because not my delivery, but like I was like, oh, I'll knock this out and then I can enjoy everything. And right before I went up, I was told that I would be asked to speak during the closing ceremony. So that just lived rent and like it was very confusing to me what they wanted me to do. So that just lived rent free in my head for the entire weekend. And then I totally. It was pretty obvious when I was up on stage. I'm like, because what I was told I would be asked and what John asked me were 2 different things. So,
and then you got delayed too, like because you were supposed to talk, and they're like, "Oh no, we're gonna delay it a little bit." And then I was like, "Yeah, that sucks."
Yeah. Hopefully people got value from it. DJ BSEC actually streamed it live on the Simply Cyber channel. So Josh Stevenson's got a question. He's in higher ed, and he's trying to secure funding for Darktrace. Oh my gosh, I've got thoughts about that. What would be your number 1 tip to convince the board to provide the money?
Pony up.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how much money it is. But I mean, I would probably use FUD in this instance. My initial thought is to use FUD. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Basically scare the shit out of, scare the crap out of the board. Because Darktrace is like an AI automated, EDR SOC analyst type thing without getting too into the weeds. It basically like outsources SOC. It's very untunable, right? So someone like Wade Wells would probably hate it. But if you're a smaller business or you don't have staff resources, Darktrace is awesome. What I would do, honestly, is I would use 1 bullet to highlight how bad the risk is. And then I would use another bullet to talk about how unbelievably affordable Darktrace is versus
what you have now. Yeah.
Like anchor the price of Darktrace against hiring an MDR or a SOC team and say like, dude, like it's pennies on the dollar for the amount of risk reduction we're going to get. Get out of my way. And anybody else want to talk about budget requests? I know some of us have to do it.
Yeah. I would say go get a gnarly quote from CrowdStrike. If you're working with a VAR, they will actually give you quotes that's overly high in order for you to actually get stuff cheaper from other places. And another one I would say is, of course, like deal it back to loss. How much money would you lose if you didn't have Dark Trace, right? Risk. And also, doesn't higher ed get cheaper security tools?
Yeah.
Isn't there like free stuff?
Yeah,
Because typically, even with CrowdStrike, we do a lot of stuff with CrowdStrike, which is crazy because a lot of times we sell it cheaper than they do, and they don't care. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, if you're a 501(c) or in the educational sector, there's funds to be done to be had to be able to get things for a cheaper aspect of things. So
Yeah.
the one thing, if I can interject here, the one thing we always see on our side, especially when I was in MSP and even more when I'm in forensics now, and DJ BSEC can definitely weigh in on this when he's doing his M&As. The amount of tools that you will deploy at a network is astonishing. I would honestly see, take a step back when before you go evaluating any tool, find out what hole you're trying to fill. Does any of your current tools fill that hole, just not configured correctly, or not enabled?
Yeah, this is where it comes in place to have asset management, software management, to have like, hey, we're using Windows Defender, and over here we're using some, whatever EDR it is. Do they both do the same thing? Does one cost less? Like, 100% agree with Eric, because when you pull in a new company or you're merging with a company and they're doing the same thing you are, but they may be doing it differently, but it's still the same thing. And you look at where's the return on investment? Is it cheaper to use this from this company versus this from this company? You go back and forth. There's many times you'll see overlap between software, not just within different companies that are merging in, but within different departments within the same company. And that's where you get into to your I just lost it. What was that? What am I thinking of?
Redundancy?
Not redundancy. I'm thinking of, when you have the exact same, when somebody has software in one and software in the other. I know it's overlap, but I'll think of the word in a minute. But yeah, you've got to have some type of asset management in place. And when most people, when they hear asset, they think of something physical, and it's not always physical. There is software. Software is an asset.
Oh yeah, go look at NIST CSF identify category. First three, that'll be a good one. Oh my God, that's right. But hey, just as a fun fact, since people, the community knows that I say Gen Z terms and I say them incorrectly, I literally said one of my cadets yesterday, 18-year-old, he said something like, something like ChatGPT blesses him, and I'm like, what is that, like a Gen Z thing saying bless? He's like, yeah. I'm like, give me some more terms so I can throw them around the Gen Z kids. And he's like, I don't really know, like almost like I don't want to. And then I was like, what about fax no printer? He's like, please don't say that. He's like, I'm just looking out for you, man. Don't say that. Don't do that. I'm like, okay. So that's that. Also, to take it back really quick, Wade, since you are a detection engineer, earlier there was this talk about this tool, EDR Silencer. It basically nerfs the network comms back to the central console. If you were going to write a detection for that, Eric gave us his technique. Like, what would be your kind of high level approach to that?
Same way, pretty much. I would go, say if it was a Windows logs, I would use a different logging source. Was it 4698 or something? Windows event for new processes usually has command line in it. I would probably do it based off command line process, maybe not just staying away from IOCs with hashes and seeing what it's touching. So,
all right, there you go. A good old flex. There we go. All right. So Sharon Moore says, I'm in cyber internship and learning OSINT, pen testing, GRC. Am I wasting my time learning this? I don't think so. Justin Gold, you want to help Sharon or Sharon Moore with her thoughts on this?
So kind of like what Joseph said at the start, you kind of just have to throw yourself into a little bit of everything and figure out how the pieces fit together. And then you'll realize you don't really know that much, and you'll kind of have an idea where to focus in on.
All right. Thank you. I certainly think early in your career, honestly, I I always say it this way, like you kind of want to treat it like a buffet and try all the different things. You want to see what the General Tso's chicken tastes like, but you also want to try that soup over there. And once you find out what you like, then begin to lean into it. Because really everything in our industry is very matrixable. So like if you learn pen testing, but you become a GRC person, you'll just be a better GRC person because you understand how risk would actually work as far as attack surface goes versus not really a big deal.
She saying she wants to be a GRC analyst.
Oh, welcome to the party, pal. Let's go. Welcome to the party, pal. Oh my God. Like, listen, these people are feeling the mod chat's feeling very emboldened right now with throwing shade at GRC, especially after last night's Josh Stroshine. If you didn't watch last night's Dr. Josh Stroshine's post, he basically did a stream takeover live, and he did a 30-minute deep dive into ripping apart malware and Windows sys internals.
Yeah, we all sat around and went, they went from the same PhD? You sure? Like,
yeah. I told him after that in the green room. He's like, I didn't mean to like do that. I'm like, no, it's fine. Mod chat, you just don't understand mod chat. Mod chat, like the more they're mean to you, it means the more they love you.
Yeah, keep telling them that.
Do you guys see Latinos playing a role in cyber, and is it becoming more common to see them in industry from your personal experience? I appreciate the engagement. Now, I love some thoughts on this. I mean, this is a panel of like 6 white guys, right? So it's not quite
6 white guys you know about. I'm actually quarter Mexican.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wade? All right. Well, then Wade, you qualify as the most appropriate person to answer this question.
I'm also in San Diego, right? So there's going to be a high. It's like I would say like there's a lot of Latinos here within industry, and there's a lot of big groups coming up right now. Was it Races?
Races.
They have a chapter down here. They're pretty big. Latin America is actually starting to pop off. One of my buddies down here goes to actually B-sides Mexico City as well as like B-sides Colombia, which he says is like completely awesome. You just
say Colombia has become a big hitter in the industry as well. Colombia, there's a couple of groups that are actually in Colombia that do outsourcing. So they'll outsource to not necessarily security, but just IT in general. They do outsourcing.
I know Costa Rica has a lot of cybersecurity there as well. A bunch of people coming in, or at least like MSPs having people down there. I would say it's huge. It's gonna come up, especially if you're in more of a western state next to the border, right? Yeah, it's gonna be different for you guys because I know you guys are on the south.
Yeah.
This is not going to be.
Go ahead, Eric.
This is going to rub people the wrong way, probably, and I'm sorry in advance for it, but. Maybe I just live in my own eco bubble, but I just don't know where race plays anything in this one because I deal with people from all over the globe. I mean, somebody help educate me. I just don't see where that is an issue. Can somebody please correct me?
Well, I would equate this question to what we've said when it comes to women in cyber, right? It's just a matter of people wanting to be in it. And it seems as though right now it's mainly, to be honest, it's mainly white males that are doing it. That doesn't mean that those are the only people that can do it. Women can do it. I mean,
some of the smartest people I've met are women.
Something you want to do? Yeah. Is it something you want to do? That's it.
I will say there is a lot of opportunity. That was kind of the thesis statement of my keynote was, everything's there. Individuals can be empowered. It's more about, taking it on. And I do appreciate there are multiple organizations to help with different populations. So women in cyber, Raíces, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And thanks for that, Wade. I get to know a little bit more about you. The more you know.
I would
also say that there's nothing that's stopping somebody from being a woman or being a different race to being in this industry. It's just a matter of wanting to do it. That's all it is.
Yeah. Thank you. I just want to make sure I'm not on crack over here.
No.
Bro Arterium says, brand new to cyber. Welcome to the party, pal. Learning GRC, any other skills I should explore and learn? Okay, let's go around the panel. I'll call your name. What's one skill that you think they should get when they begin? I'll start understanding how networking works fundamentally. Joseph?
Sorry, I was reading a detection.
All right.
Yeah, we got other things popping off over here that I'm investigating.
DJ BSEC, one thing you would say to basically, college kid just graduates, says I wanted to get into cyber.
Okay.
What's one thing I should do? I say basically understanding how two computers talk together, basic networking.
I mean, I would even go the other way with the other networking and talking to people that are in the industry and being able to that's going to be your number one, is being able to talk to people that are actually in the industry. But I would say learning or looking through logs, having some type of understanding of SOC and so forth.
All right, there you go. Eric Taylor, what would you advise to this aspiring cyber?
Brand new to cyber world, learn GRC, any other skills I will explore and learn. I mean, as much as I hate to sound like a beaten drum on this one, but you really have to learn what looks good before you can find what looks bad.
That's
what
why I
looks
said
normal. Yeah.
That's why I said you'd have to look at logs and in the SOC.
Yeah.
So I just echo him. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Wade?
I'll go a different route since you guys already said logs. I'll say intelligence, right? And not necessarily like cyber threat intelligence, but the act of learning how to Google and pull information in and finding information that is for you and then tailoring it more for you in your research. So
all right, there you go. A lot of great information. Justin Gold, what's the one thing you're going to tell them?
So to kind of pivot from what y'all are focusing on as skills, I would say just work-life balance and maintaining that level of performance. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Damn, I should have said soft skills. You're right. my entire keynote.
And Joseph, back to you to finish strong.
Yeah, I'm going to say learn business requirements, because we really are just facilitators of business. It doesn't matter how secure you want to make things. It doesn't matter how much you want to do. If it doesn't benefit the business, they don't care. They're going to want to make the most out of the dollar they're giving you. And you just saying that we need to throw money at a problem is not going to work for them.
All right, perfect. Thank you. And real lessons. Actually, I mean, this is a lot of great information that if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. I remember when I got started, I thought it was like meritocracy. You just kick massive butt and you'll be awarded. And why would these idiots not want maximum security? And then you figure out that it's a business and it's all about straight cash, homie.
Security means you can't do business.
That's what I say every time.
DJ BSEC, Amish Runaway wants you to take a vacation. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's an evaluation of what you look like right now or what, but there you go.
Wow.
All right, DJ BSEC. Wait, no. I'm sorry. Really quick, Freedon, and we got a couple more minutes here because at 9:30 we're going to be pivoting to the State of Simply Cyber quarterly all hands meeting. Anybody use the ServiceNow platform for a GRC tool? I have, but I talk all the time. Has anyone used this before?
No, you got to be a pretty larger company to get ServiceNow. I'll tell you that much. We looked at it and they're like, "Yeah, you're too small. Go away."
Yeah. So I have worked in an environment with ServiceNow and actually rolled out the GRC module, the risk module. Eric's 100% right. ServiceNow is a massive behemoth, and it's only really used in those Fortune 500 companies. A lot of integrations. What I would say is if you're going to go target a company for employment, then the cert would matter. If you're going to work anywhere else, that cert's going to have no value, really. Okay. And like low key, I thought the GRC module was kind of not great.
Stop being mid.
Yeah, it was very mid. Okay. All right, so just to kind of finish on a high note for fun, because it is the first Friday, technically. What video games y'all playing right now? I'll go first. Magic the Gathering Arena. That's me.
The Magic Dragon.
Go ahead, BSEC. You playing games at all?
No, I don't play video games.
All right, he's high school football.
Yeah, football. Yeah.
Eric, you play any games?
If I actually have time, I will do the Call of Duty Zombies.
Ooh, all right. Which Call of Duty?
All of them. If it's got a zombie edition, I'm getting it.
Okay, I love it. Wade, you gaming at all? If you got some time.
I have time now that all of the conferences are done. Hades 2 just came out with an update that I haven't played yet. It's updated downstairs on my computer downstairs and ready to go. I just haven't had time because my child learned how to open doors. so I have to change all the
so
doorknobs.
hot right now.
Hades 2 so hot right now. Justin Gold, what you playing?
A little bit like you, Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yeah, sir. And our friend Casually Joseph, what are you playing, bud?
I just beat God of War Ragnarok, and I'm looking for something new to play. I don't know yet.
Okay, little flex. I do know Call of Duty 6, I think, is coming out in a couple weeks.
Black
I'm
Ops
actually
6.
Huh?
Black Ops 6.
Yeah, Black Ops 6. I'm actually considering buying the Xbox Series X just so I can play it, but really it's so I can long-term play Baldur's Gate. But
You're going to play Baldur's Gate on the Xbox?
He doesn't want to play it on the PC.
What?
I know.
I like having division of state and church, right?
I'll give you that. Just have two computers like me.
I'll tell you what, like I won't even install Magic the Gathering Arena on this machine because I'm terrified of going off
audio problems.
Thank you for saying that out loud.
What'd you say?
That's why we...
Terrified of audio
terrified
problems.
of audio problems.
Oh my god, probably. Yeah, probably.
That's why we just make Baldur's Gate a stream.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a business thing now.
All right. Yeah, we could definitely talk about that. All right, guys. This has been Jaw-Jacking. I want to give a shout out and thanks to Joseph, Justin Gold, DJ Bisek, Eric Taylor, and Wade Wells for joining us. We're going to pivot over to the Simply Cyber state of Simply Cyber. So you're welcome to stay. I hope you stay with us. I'm going to basically go over what you can expect next quarter and what is going on this past quarter and what we accomplished. So you may have missed some things. This is an opportunity to get feedback from y'all and make sure that I'm delivering on the expectations that the community has. Base Case does chime in. Diablo 4 came out recently. Just saying, Joseph.
New season Diablo came out. I was looking at it.
I love it. All right, let's pivot really quick over to State of Simply Cyber. We'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to have to pull you guys all off stage. There you go. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to State of Simply Cyber. This is the Q4 edition. Every single quarter, I do basically hold an all-hands meeting for the community. I find this as to hold myself accountable, to stay grounded, and to make sure that you, who I serve, are we're aligned and having this open communication, this open alignment, and make sure that I'm delivering on these expectations. Mod chat does keep me honest, tactically speaking, but on a more strategic level, I do want to bring you all in and have that. Definitely shout out to the mod team as always. So let's get into it. If you have any questions, just drop them in chat and we'll start going through it. So what are we going to be doing? It's a standard agenda. That looks kind of small to me. So let's do this. Is that better for everybody? Standard agenda. I'll do some announcements, 90-day roadmap. What did I say we're going to be doing? And then what did we do and all this, right? So basically getting into the details. As always, I want to thank Mrs. Auger and my family, my wife and kids. Like literally without their support, I don't do this. Basically they're my rock, right? So many of you have loved ones and support structures and you know the value of those things. And I just, make it abundantly clear that without them, I can't do it. You'll get to meet Mrs. Auger and the fam at Simply CyberCon if you're interested. Do want to say love to the stream mods, right? Base Case is in chat right now. BSEC, Kimberly, Justin, Jesse, Jenny, Chuck Sapp, Stefan Walvogo, Eric, Joseph, Chris Tyler Ramsby, and very new mod. Let's give some love. Didn't even make it to the slide deck because it's so new. Chris Whitlock. Chuck Sapp is responsible. He works with the newsletter and also provides several key things. He was the brain behind the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Shout out to Chris Whitlock, new mod. And as always, the squad and the greater community. People like Alpha Sierra, who has taken on a lot of social media stuff with Simply CyberCon. People in the community like FedEx, who are sharing love. Chris Young sharing his wins and inspiring others. So just we are a community. I'm just a member of the community. I see you. I thank you. And I really appreciate all that you guys do. So what does Simply Cyber look like? Just so people may or may not know. The breakout of it is there's two business things, but there's 3 business units. Cyber education. So we have Simply Cyber Academy. This is where you can get all your GRC learning. We do the daily cyber threat brief, instructor-led webinars. I try to produce content that answers questions that you guys have. And we have the conference. Also on the media side, we've got Simply Cyber Media Group. So we have, podcasts of different types. We do the Simply Cyber Live, which I did last night, bringing a reverse engineer on stream to talk to you guys. We've got other content. I'm working on a 24/7 lo-fi channel that I'll tell you about in a minute. But we've got other podcasts. Wade Wells, who was just on stream, and Josh Mason started Simply Defensive. Jack Scott and Erica McDuffie with 2 Cyber Chicks, and we've got more coming up. We've got the newsletter. If you don't subscribe to the newsletter, go to !newsletter in chat right now, and you can sign up for that. It's not a salesy, stupid thing. I'm terrible at business, so it's just really just straight value for everybody. And finally, the third segment I want to point out is community, and that's where all you live. A lot of businesses are like, let's activate our community. Okay, for me, community is its own thing, and it needs its own care and nurturing and love. And this is where a nonprofit conference like Simply CyberCon comes. It's an opportunity to deliver and serve the community. And for that reason, I make it its own, vertical, basically. Okay. Simply Cyber values. I talk about this all the time. Values aren't just something like a Fortune 500 company would do, where they print it out and they stick it on the wall in the lobby. And they're like, these are our values. I live these things, and I can tell you for a fact, this is an amazing thing that I always share with people who are new. Simply Cyber community members, we have gotten such momentum and such gravity that people who don't exhibit these values, they pretty much kind of like wash out of the community, or they're just not interested in our community. So again, I want to thank all of you who basically make this normal. And because it's normal, people who gravitate towards this understand these are normal things. Inclusion, support, inclusion. We just had a panel with a bunch of different people, making resources accessible to everyone, doing the jaw jacking, doing the produced videos to answer questions, right? Support. So many people in chat just on this stream were talking about their wins, getting a pay raise with Steph Cluis, Will Reed getting a job. Like, we are supporting each other, and we are enabling and empowering each other to have as much success as we want, as we can put in, as we can go for it. All these other values are here. I'm not going to go through them all, but I believe these values. I live these values, and I know that the Simply Cyber community, basically exhibits these values. So let's talk about what happened over the last quarter. Some of these things may be familiar. Some of them may not. Okay, so we did a massive newsletter refresh. If you've been getting the Simply Cyber newsletter, you saw the refresh. I got a lot of great feedback on the refresh of that. I want to shout out Chuck Sapp. You'll notice he's a co-author on the newsletter now when you receive it in email. Shout out to Kimberly McKnight, who was the brain behind the look, feel, and aesthetics of the new newsletter. She absolutely crushed it like a boss. Okay, so the newsletter got updated. Mad value, super cool. If you like the newsletter, let us know in chat. Also, the PBCC hybrid course, I did launch a course. It's the personal branding for cyber career. There's several people in chat who took that course, had amazing things to say about it. I'm still trying to figure out how to deliver that course. I do think it needs to be an in-person course, or like cohort based, not asynchronous. But that course is out there, and it's got mad value. I haven't heard, people who have taken it have said incredible things about how it can help them stand out in a sea of people in our industry. We've got Simply CyberCon. It hasn't happened yet. It happens November 1st. But there's massive amounts of work that have already gone into it. Shout out to Josh Mason, Chris Whitlock, Kimberly McKnight, and others who, Alpha Sierra, who are really making this thing special. We've got all our speakers lined up. Joe Hudson, James McQuiggan are our MCs for the 2 tracks. We'll be live streaming it. Come back at 1 p.m. today on the Simply Cyber Con YouTube channel, the Simply Cyber Con YouTube channel, for more information. Shout out to Casually Joseph, who's been instrumental in setting up the speaker lunch, the happy hour, very involved in senior organization activities. Casually Joseph, couldn't do it without him 100%. And then finally, personally, I in the Simply Cyber community got to collaborate with one of my favorite groups, the Black Hills crew, and we collaborated on a shirt, the GRC getting its love, Black Hills and Simply CyberCon. I own this shirt. I know many of you in chat own this shirt. Kind of a dream come true to get to collab with them on merch. I love their merch, and it's absolutely sick. Also, shout out, I'm wearing the Simply CyberCon official 2024 jersey or shirt for this year, and Kimberly McKnight designed this. You can get that over at Cybersecurity Central. So Haircut Fish, Simply CyberCon will be virtual. Yes, if you want it to be. We're going to be streaming tracks 1 and track 2. There'll be a Discord to support everything. It's all about good times. Bonus material, what did it happen now? One whiff or fail. We do have Charles Finfrock micro courses for the Academy. We were unable to deliver on that. I told you we would get it done. I will say that there was nobody banging the table screaming at when is the Finfrock micro courses coming. Some of you may even not have known. Charles has just got other priorities and has been unable to complete this course. It happens. Stephen McMichael has joined Simply Cyber Academy. You may know him as CPA to Cyber. He's joined the Academy as an instructor, and he has released his first course, Cyber Resilience, using the NIST cybersecurity framework, which maps to the Accolade certification, entry-level GRC cert. In fact, if you get the course, you actually get a complimentary $125 voucher to go sit for the exam with 100%, literally 100% pass guarantee. You take the exam and fail, you get to take it again on us. Steve's going to be working on some more. Again, the last slide will speak to this, but just know that Steve's helping as an instructor, and it's really great. He's got another course coming out in November. Also, fun fact, Steve will be hosting a workshop on October 31st for Simply CyberCon. I'll give you all the details at 1 p.m. at the Simply CyberCon update meeting. We launched another podcast, Simply Defensive. Wade Wells, who is just in chat with his daughter, and Josh Mason, many of you know him. These guys are such regulars in the Simply Cyber community, such great practitioners and individuals. We launched Simply Defensive, a brand new podcast focused on blue team activities. The response has been overwhelmingly positive. I'm super excited. They'll be doing 8 episodes a quarter, at least for the next 3 quarters. That's what they've committed to, but I hope we can get it going longer term. We're going to continue to do the community events. We did bingo today. We've got the AMA later today. I've got the calendar of events at simplycyber.io, so you can follow along on upcoming activities. We've done Simply Cyber Community Member of the Week every single Monday. I was able to get that segment on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsored. And because it's now sponsored by ThreatLocker, every time we announce the Member of the Week, I connect with them directly and give them a $100 Amazon gift card, basically to share the spoils of war from that paid segment. And, some people have declined it. Some people have raffled it off to other people. So I love the community vibes, community spirit. And just recently, Eric Taylor had won it and raffled it off, and Jesse Johnson won that raffle. So just love the community spirit, love the embodiment of the values that we have here at Simply Cyber. So what's going to happen? What can you expect in the next couple months heading into the end of the year? So I personally, I own a business, obviously I own Simply Cyber, but I also have a consulting business. And I do work with that. I don't talk about it very often, but I have actually secured a long-term or longer-term 6-week client engagement that's going to be taking me to Atlanta. I've worked it out with my client that I will continue to be able to do the Daily Cyber Threat Brief without any impact. That was a condition to my agreement, which is super cool. This is how much I love Simply Cyber. I'm like, listen, if we can't do this, then it's not going to happen. Deal breaker. They're totally on board. So all of November, part of December, I will be in the remote studio or Team Sippy Cup. I know Space Tacos loves that, and other people. James is cooking at 35,000 feet. We'll be doing the con on November 1st. More details at 1 p.m. today. As I mentioned, we'll have another cyber risk course coming out in November from Steve McMichael. Definitely appreciate that. And I've been reached out by Try Hack Me for the AOC Advent of Cyber collaboration. I have signed up for 2 different days this year. Normally I do 1 day. I've signed up for 2 days. I can't reveal any details or anything about it, but just know that it's coming. I'm excited. The reason I bring up the 6-week client engagement is because it will be taking a massive amount of my time. So I would expect a decline in the amount of me basically in that period of time, simply because I'm going to be hyper focused on that. What I want to happen, community empowerment, definitely want to engage more people. I've had like Poner Joe reached out to me, Alpha Sierra reached out, Chris Whitlock's been doing a lot. I want to, if people want to be more involved and more responsible in doing things for Simply Cyber, awesome. Let's go. Get on board. I definitely appreciate it. I'm always very transparent. I don't demand things of people, especially if they're volunteering, but I do want to enable and empower those who want to help. So I'm trying to, scale and delegate in that capacity. So thank you if you're interested in. It seems like there's a swell in activity of people wanting to be, so I wanted to include it. Finally, some downstream concepts I'm thinking of. This is like more long-term focused. We will be launching, I've been working with Red Siege. So if you know Red Siege, the Tim Medine company, they're very offensive. Mike Saunders, Jason Toomey. We're launching another podcast under the Simply Cyber Media Group on, I think, Q1 called Simply Offensive. Basically, this is going to be a podcast. I will be on-air talent. I'll be joined by various members from Red Siege. You guys are going to love this, okay? The format of... Wait, what the hell? Why are we not looking at the... Why are we not looking at the presentation? What's going on here? Did someone shut that off? Hold on 1 second. Stand by. How long has it been not there? Because that's a problem. Oh, okay. You guys can see it? All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Cool. Let me just tell you about the Red Siege podcast really quickly. Here's the podcast. So it's going to be like, do you guys know, pardon the interruption? Like, you know how the show has like the little agenda on the side and they have hard time limits? This show is going to be 30 minutes long. There's going to be a timer that kicks off on the start, and we're going to pick one technique or one technology or one, concept on the offensive side of the house. I'll give you an example. Empire as a post-exploitation framework, right? It's a PowerShell exploitation framework. That'll be the topic. We're going to talk about what it is, why would you use it, how does it work, all these things. Then the next segment is going to be actually showing it and talking with a practitioner from Red Siege about how they use it, what they've seen, etc. Next segment, how to defend against it. What would we do to protect ourselves from it? And then finally, a wrap-up segment. It's going to be hot, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be wildly entertaining. I can't wait. Also, I'm going to be leaning into OSINT. I do focus mostly on GRC, of course, but I've got a little bit of a bug in my bonnet for some OSINT stuff. So I obviously, because I'm going to be working in OSINT or learning more OSINT stuff, right, and skills, I want to make content around that. So get ready for that. Hold on, Will Reed. I'll answer that in a second. GRC instructors expansion. I just mentioned that Steve McMichael is making content in the academy. If there are people out there who are interested in making a course for the GRC side, so if there's a course that has to do with something GRC related, because I don't want anything in the Simply Cyber Academy that's not GRC. I want it to be the place to go to for GRC learning. Reach out to me. Very, 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 very fair and quite nice revenue sharing models. Again, We could talk business if you want. Making a course is not easy or trivial. So I will say, be mindful. I've had a couple instructors start with me and then fail to deliver or basically bail out on it. So be mindful of that. But I would like to scale up, maybe get some CMMC education in there, some NIST CSF education in there. It's just the next slide, I'll explain that. And then finally, I'm really excited to explain this. Next year at Wild West Hackin' Fest, we will be doing a live in-person hybrid daily cyber threat brief. I've been asked by many people over the years to do the daily cyber threat brief live in front of a studio audience. It's always been a bit of a logistical challenge. And this place at Deadwood is set up for it. And most of the mod team will be there. So I can be, they can basically put me in a, tell me to go over here and stand out of the way and then get the audio and visual set up correctly. So I'm super excited about all these things. There's more to come. I'll try to be as transparent as I can with everybody. I do want to say one quick thing. Okay. All the always updates on simplycyber.io/Discord. Remember, there is a Simply Cyber Con Discord server as well. And then you can connect with me on socials at that URL right there. All of my socials is there. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Final thing, and this is I've kind of shared this. And it's a bit of, I don't want to call it embarrassing because I don't want to, I want to be a good role model for this, but, okay. So on September 26th, specifically, I was dealing with some mental health issues, September 26th, 27th, 28th. I saw it coming. I've dealt with it once before. And some of you may have been around. Eric Taylor definitely remembers because he actually had, I actually suffered like a episode live during a daily cyber threat brief, and Eric Taylor had to come on and take over the show, which was embarrassing, but whatever. It's just the reality. Recently, September 26th, I was pushing myself super hard. I did suffer burnout. For me, when I have a burnout or a problem, it comes in the form of overload where like I'm just overwhelmed and my brain stops like thinking, like I don't have original thoughts. Like it's very unsettling to not have inner thoughts. Okay. And I don't like it at all. And I'm trying like hell to avoid it. I work really hard and I do a lot with Simply Cyber and try to deliver for the community and for my family, right? So sometimes I push myself a little too hard. I'm a bit of a type A. So my goal really, I'm sharing this with you just for full transparency. I'm not like I'm not a flight risk or something, but I just want you to know that I'm going to be trying really hard to systemize processes, to scale through staff augmentation, and volunteer support and, in 1099s and stuff, and use some type of automation, AI automation or webhooks or whatever, to manage the workload while still trying to be healthy. Okay. So, I tell everybody to be healthy, it applies to me too. So when I talk about other, more instructors for the academy, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's a one way to like, help others, help myself, help the academy, help the community. So Simply Cyber Media Group podcast, Josh and Wade, for example, launching Simply Defensive. That's awesome. I'm behind the scenes doing production, helping them connect with sponsors and providing the platform that is Simply Cyber with the reach that it offers. So I can continue to deliver more to the community while balancing just the sheer volume of demand that it puts on me. I try to be cool up here, but sometimes it is, sometimes it's overwhelming. Okay. All right, let's move on and not be a wet blanket. Okay. So let's move this to open forum. I'll take some Q&A from everybody right now if you want. And then if there's time, we got 6 minutes. I see some of the panelists still here. So let's do Q&A. It looks like Eric has pinned comments for me, which I definitely appreciate. Will Reed wants to know an update on the talk show release. So actually, I want to be careful when I talk about the talk show simply because I've talked publicly about it before, and then it turned into like I got my wrist slapped. For those who don't know, in April of 2024, I went to Las Vegas and I spent a week there filming a late night talk show called Late Night with Jerry. It's in coordination with Night Studios, and it's in post-production. I talked to the showrunner actually yesterday about it. He said that they've been editing and working on it, but there's no release date right now. We may see some teasers and stuff soon. So as soon as I have more information, Will Reed, I'm happy to drop that into the community. Of course, simplycyber.io and Simply Cyber Discord will have all that stuff. Question from Space Talk goes, oh, thank you. Yeah, and thank you, everybody. Like, hey, I love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Again, I hate making it about me. I don't want that. I want it to be about the community. I don't want the focus like, oh, like Jerry. You know what I mean? Like I want to serve. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to serve. So thank you all. Space Taco says, how does OSINT XX with GRC? How can it be helpful? I love that idea. Yeah, so 100%. So like OSINT, I mean, there's a lot of ways that OSINT can happen. It can help. OSINT, honestly, it's like a lot of fun. So it's a nice, like, easy way to get people into cyber and get used to it. And also, I think it will enable, from an information security awareness training perspective, when you do OSINT, like everybody, my Aunt Dorothea knows how to use Google. So if you can show a Google dork and it show how on Google I'm able to pull, like, I don't know, her social security number, that's alarming and also feels accessible, right? Because like, I know how to use Google, you know how to use Google. Holy crap, Google's got this, right? Just as an example. So we could certainly do that. And Space Tacos, I do plan on making some OSINT content, but then having this OSINT GRC mashup, kind of like Jay-Z and the Beatles, the Gray album. You guys remember that? Or Danger Mouse and MF Doom, like kind of a mashup. We'll do it that way. Oh, Maxwell Vargas, thank you. Update on Lo-Fi Radio. So check this out. All right, I'm super pumped about this. Okay, so the other day, if you didn't know, I have 3 YouTube channels, right? Simply Cyber Con, which is for the conference, and then another sleepy one called Simply Cyber Cafe. And the idea behind it was supposed to be a chill one, whatever, okay? Now, I did run some 24/7 lo-fi stuff, and it was okay, and I kind of got away from it. And recently, I had some people say, would really like that lo-fi channel, Jerry. And I was like, okay, you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's boogie on it. So what I want to tell everyone is I'm going to be doing it. To me, setting up a 24/7 lo-fi channel for Simply Cyber is a really kind of fun personal project that fills my cups and gives me vibes and energy. So like, I not only do I want to do it to serve the community, but also I feel like it'll be a fun thing for me to do. So I actually reached out. Okay, this is the crazy part. I reached out on Fiverr to a graphic artist, and I said, I want you to make me, right, like Lo-Fi Girl. And if you don't know who Lo-Fi Girl is, you should go check it out. But basically, hold on, can I do this? Let's do this. Hold on, Lo-Fi Girl. Let's do it. Right. So let me show you Lo-Fi Girl really quickly. I feel like almost everybody knows this. Right. So this is like a one. Obviously, Lo-Fi Girl's massive now. So like, there's different ones. But anyways, there's going to be an anime version of me standing at this desk with all the retro synthwave vibes and the, retro moon and the Simply Cyber neon sign for the 24/7 lo-fi channel. So I'm going to be delivering you a 24/7 lo-fi channel, but I'm personalizing it to make it ours, right? Not just some generic thing. So anyways, I think it's wicked funny, and I think it's super cool, and I hope people like it. So I thought if I'm going to put the time into a lo-fi channel, I might as well add that nice little, touch of class or like quality, like elevate the quality by having a Simply Cyber custom looping GIF. Okay. All right. Any other questions? We are at time. It's 10 o'clock. I'll take a quick sniff through chat really quickly. Tech Ricky's in here. Amish Runaway, I see. Olu, Lo-Fi G, thanks, man. Chef's Kiss, Emif likes it. So I will tell you, I'll share the animated GIF with y'all ahead of time. I mean, it would be cool to just release the channel, but you know, I love sharing with the community and all those individuals who you guys show up every day. I know some of you wade through logs, Wade Wells. I mean, you get up at 5 a.m. to be here for the channel. You know, I know it's not easy, right? Sometimes. So, all right, guys. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. If you have any additional questions, look, Garot, it's official. There's Dr. Jerry, Jerry Guy, and now Anime Jerry. One quick question here. Per Turnson says, be new to IT Cyber with how broad the sector is. I get overwhelmed about how much there feels to learn. Any tips to stay motivated and not get burned out? Yeah, you know, lean into what you like. Talk to other people. It's as much as it is having a support system and talking with others as it is doing the hard technical skills. Right. So just be mindful of that. There is a channel on the Simply Cyber Discord server called like Decompress and Breathe, where you can basically scream into the void if that's good for you. Ricardo Buckley, you picked a hell of a day to show up. Welcome to the party, pal. A lot going on today. All right. Just to send you guys off, remember at noon today, noon Eastern time, so in 2 hours from now, come join us on the Simply Cyber Discord server, ! Discord in chat right now to get that link. We will be doing a live AMA. It'll be very similar to the jaw jacking panel. I will definitely be there. Sometimes we're joined by other people from the community to share their thoughts, experiences. We'll run that for about an hour and then immediately go to the Simply Cyber Con stream. And I want to share this with everybody so you don't miss it. The Simply Cyber Con hype meeting will be on the Simply Cyber Con YouTube channel. This is an important distinction, okay? This is the Simply Cyber Con YouTube channel. This is not the primary Simply Cyber channel, okay? This is the Simply Cyber Con YouTube channel. I'll put a link in chat. This is where it will be. You can see right here. This is it. This is it coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern today. Shout out to Justin Gold, Ms. Julian, and Casually Joseph for, you know, basically yelling at me at a bar in Deadwood, telling me that I needed to get this stuff going. So thank you. I appreciate the motivation. I'm going to drop a link in chat for the SCCon YouTube server or YouTube channel. There you go. I hope you can join us. All right, guys. Thank you for all you do. Shout out to the mods. Tyler Ramsby, Hack Smarter, Kimberly Can Fix It. You know, obviously Justin, Chris, DJ Bisek, Eric, Josh, Stefan Walvogel, Justin Gold, aka JMod. The team couldn't do it without you guys. Hashtag mod love. Hashtag Team SC. Thanks, Jesse. Guys, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I'll see you at noon. But until next time, love you. Stay secure.